Regulation F is a format which changes constantly as we speak, and on a day-to-day basis the meta can look completely different. However, I wanted to put out there what I believe to be the top 5 strongest Pokemon at this current time. So to kick things off, at our number 5 spot we have Rillaboom. Reason for that is not Rillaboom has mediocre stats, but more its ability Grassy Surge, which summons Grassy Terrains on switch-ins. Grassy Terrain lets you heal 1/16 of your full health at each turn, essentially countering the effect of Toxic and Burn. It also boosts grass type moves by 1.3 and multiplies Bulldoze, Earthquake and Magnitude by 0.5. During Grassy Terrain, the move Grassy Glide, which Rillaboom gets access to, gets a priority 1 move which makes Rillaboom move before most Pokemon. Not only does Rillaboom get access to 1 priority move, but 2, it also gets access to Fake Out. All of this combined right now makes Rillaboom an incredibly strong Pokemon for the Regulation F format, and at the moment I would suggest you pair it with either a Choice Band if you decide to not go the Fake Out route, or not Soul Vest or Berry if you do. In our number 4th spot we have Fluttermane. Fluttermane has been on the top of the usage charts for every single month after it got legalized in competitive Pokemon, which should speak for itself. Fluttermane has an incredible speed, special defense and special attack stat of all being 135, which is just insane stats. Fluttermane's typing of being Ghost and Fairy allows it to get stab bonus to Moonblast, Dazzling Gleam and Shadow Ball, which are all insane hard hitting moves. Fluttermane's ability Photosynthesis is usually used to either raise Fluttermane's speed or special attack stat depending on what you prefer. Pair Fluttermane with either Booster Energy, Focus S or Joy Specs. For Terrestrialization, I suggest you just do the easy, put some Terra Fairy on and make those Moonblast and Dazzling Gleams lethal, get the most out of this Pokemon. Now moving into top 3, at the number 3rd spot we have Chien-Pao. I believe Chien-Pao is one of the strongest Pokemon in this format because of its incredibly abilities Sword of Ruin. What Sword of Ruin essentially does is it lowers every Pokemon's on the fields except for Chien-Pao's defense by 25%. This should be pretty self-explanatory to why this is one of the best abilities out there, as a physical move does a whopping 25% more damage than it would have if Chien-Pao wasn't on the field. But an ability just isn't enough to justify why a Pokemon is on this list. Chien-Pao has an incredible speed stat of 135, so it won't be outsped by many Pokemons under normal circumstances, and even if there was a problem, it gets access to Sucker Punch and Ice Charge, with both its priority moves with stab bonus. Pair Chien-Pao with a Focus Sash and you have at least 2+ turns where you hit incredibly hard with this monster of a legendary Pokemon. In terms of Terrestrialization, give Chien-Pao either a Ghost type to turn your fighting weakness into an immunity, or Stellar types so you can get the Terra boost on each of your moves. Also, pair Chien-Pao with physical attackers so they can take advantage of the Sword of Ruin such as Entei, Urshifu or Rillaboom. And the runner-up spot for the top 5 strongest Pokemon in the Regulation F format goes to Urshifu. Just to make things clear, I'm going to count Urshifu Rapid and Single Strike as the same Pokemon, even though they're kind of a bit different. Urshifu is an incredible Pokemon and has been ever since it got introduced in Pokemon Sword and Shield. But what does make Urshifu so good then? Urshifu has a decent speed stat, okay HP and defense stat, but where Urshifu really shines is its attack stat and ability Unseen Fist. Unseen Fist lets Urshifu hit through an opponent's protect, which means you don't have to think about whether your opponent will protect or not because Urshifu don't really care. This is also an incredible ability because Urshifu breaks through spiky shields and Gouging Fire's Burning Bulwark. This means that Urshifu is basically immune to getting the secondary effects from Burning Bulwark's burn and Spiky Shield's damage. This let alone makes Urshifu one of the strongest Pokemons of all time. Depending on which version you like to use, you can do some different things. Rapid Strike Urshifu or the Water type can be paired with a Choice Scarf, Focus Sash or Mystic Water is my recommendation. If you're using the Single Strike version or the Dark type, then I would recommend pairing with a Focus Sash, Choice Band or Black Glasses. If you really want to make the most out of this Pokemon, have it next to something that can either boost its attack such as Chien-Pao with Sword of Ruin, a Pokemon with Howl, or a Pokemon which can redirect any moves Urshifu could go up against such as Amoonguss or Ogerpon, or Pokemon which can help set up Tailwind, preferably a Prankster Pokemon such as Tornadus. And for the Terrestrialization, just do the easy thing, go with Water for Rapid Strike and go with Dark type or the Single Strike. So what is the strongest Pokemon in this current Regulation F format right now? Well, this shouldn't be too much of a surprise to be honest, but it is Incineroar. Incineroar is probably the most broken Pokemon of all time. It's won every single World Championship it's been legal in since its release back in Pokemon Sun and Moon. This should speak for itself and why this Pokemon is feared by many trainers out there. However, let me break down quickly why Incineroar is so strong. Incineroar might be slow, but it makes up for this with an incredibly bulk and good attack stat. But where this Pokemon really shines is its move pool and ability. Incineroar has one of the best abilities of all time, Intimidate. Usually Intimidate only works once unless you switch out your Pokemon and back in, but most Intimidate users isn't bulky like Incineroar and half the move Bullet has. Incineroar gets access to Fake Out, Knock Off, Parting Shot, U-Turn, Helping Hand, Snarl and many other moves. This by itself is just insane because there's so many good moves you can't even decide what to put on your Incineroar. My recommendation is to put either Barrier Safety Goggles on Incineroar and give it either Water or Grass Terra for longer survivability. So that was my take on the top 5 strongest Pokemon at this current time in the Regulation F format. Let me know down in the comment section below if you agree with me or not, and let me know why you disagreed or agreed.